As the Seattle expansion draft is on the horizon for the upcoming year, I decided to not do a premature mock draft, but instead take a look at a potentially more interesting concept. What if Ron Francis and the Kraken end up selecting a player that has already been on an expansion team and taken in an expansion draft previously? Who would they be, and why would their respective teams leave them presumably unprotected? In this video, I'm going to do my best to answer these questions and more. And with that, here are some quick expansion rules and 3 players that could be taken in 2 separate expansion drafts. When Vegas selected Quebec native David Perron, it seemed like an ideal fit. As a forward, not only fit right in off the ice with fellow French-Canadians Jonathan Marchessault and Marc-Andre Fleury, but he quickly found chemistry on ice as well. As a forward throughout this 2017-18 season, had a career year statistically, while scoring 66 points in 70 games played. And following his 3rd stint, beginning with the Blues in his career, Perron, after signing a 4-year, $16 million contract, helped the team that drafted him win their first ever Stanley Cup in franchise history. But even though number 57 might intend to remain with St. Louis, his plan might not come to fruition, as the 32-year-old, who had a decent campaign last season with 60 points and 71 games played, still has much to offer. With the Blues having names like Torrey Krug and Colton Parayko on their roster, it logically makes sense that they're going to choose to protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and attendee. Therefore, with several solidified stars who are younger, such as Ryan O'Reilly, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Robert Thomas, the Blues are going to have to make a tough call when the time comes. Perron, at this point, will only have 1 more year left on his contract at $4 million, and since the loyal lifer returned following the Vegas expansion draft after finishing the final year out of his contract, it's very possible that we could see a direct repeat scenario here. Over the years throughout his journey thus far, Perron has demonstrated a rare yet valuable attribute to quickly acclimate and to blend in multiple environments. The forward would also provide veteran leadership and immense playoff experience, as he was the only player to have participated in the 2018-19 Stanley Cup Finals. Given that he's very versatile as well and can play on either wing, just adds to the several reasons why Perron could be suiting up for Seattle here shortly. Before he was playing alongside Connor McDavid in Edmonton, James Neal was thought to have been one of the key pieces Vegas selected. Coming in from Nashville, the forward showed much promise early in Sin City, and was able to net 25 goals and accumulate 44 points in 71 games played with the Knights. Neal, like Perron, was also able to participate in back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals, except the end result, unfortunately, wasn't as favorable. Regardless, after cashing in with Calgary with a 5-year, $28.75 million deal and not panning out for the Flames, Neal has found himself playing amongst some of the world's best in Edmonton. And even though his production has improved as of late, as number 18 managed to net 19 goals last season, would Neal be valuable enough to protect for what he's getting paid is the ultimate question. Going on the assumption that the Oilers will forego the 8-skater 110 option, Neal would definitely find himself being unprotected, keeping in mind that the Kraken will have to reach a certain threshold cap-wise of 60%, and selecting Neal, who would have 2 years left on his deal with an AAV of $5.75 million, would definitely help their case. He would also bring valuable experience to the team, therefore, hypothetically, the 34-year-old veteran could be reunited with Perron after all. Possibly the least of the 3 to be selected, Eakin, who has also been on his fair share of teams, has now represented 1 from each division upon his signing with the Sabres. Eakin, who definitely isn't the flashiest player, still brings immense value to the ice as a reliable third-line center. And while it's always nice to solidify the top 6 roles and positions, every team needs depth to support them. The Sabres, who obviously focused on this need, especially at center over the offseason, are most likely going to protect 7 forwards, 3 D-men, and a goalie, even though the team may be hoping for a miracle for Kyle Oposo to be taken. Instead, Eakin, who is younger with a shorter deal, might appeal more to Francis and the team. Currently signed to a 2-year, $2.25 million contract, Eakin, whose stats did falter last season, could possibly have a chance at redeeming himself with increased responsibility with his second expansion team.